Hello and welcome to More Than One Opinion. I'm Rodi Nammour and my colleague Jinnie Day.
Hi. Today we'll be discussing something fun and interesting and something that we've both, experienced in our life, whether it's us personally or people around us. This topic is about being consumed in a relationship, whether it's with a partner, with friends, or just sort of having that over-obsessive sort of type of personality, being in a relationship and having that consume you, and then just having sort of tunnel vision in your life. So have you been in a situation like that, Rodi, in your life?
I think everybody has been in a relationship like that, or in a friendship like that, or anything like that. I'm just hoping that because our topic is more for you experiencing that. Some people are going to be saying, I am that. They are like that. If you are, you're realizing why people are running away from you, then there's something that you need to change. Yes, I have. Yes,
you have. And so if you don't mind sharing a little bit about that experience, so which side of that experience were you, and how did you come out of it, or how did it end for you?
So I believe there's certain traits that you see, or certain red flags that you see in any relationship, whether it be, like I said, friends, relationship, whatever, first dating, dating on the first time, there are red flags. Now, you could be infatuated by their looks, certain traits that you like.
I think the physical factors are very big.
That's usually the first thing. Let's be honest. You're going to see looks before.
Absolutely.
So, say you're on a dating app, for instance. You don't know he or she, what they're saying. You don't even know anything. You just get the picture. So the looks do draw you. So that draws you in, and sometimes you're too infatuated with that to actually register that you're seeing red flags. Now, the red flags could be that just the way they say certain things shows obsession and possession, the way they want to be possessive with you. So we tend to try to ignore those things and hope to God that they go away. And by doing that, we sort of get consumed into the relationship slowly. And by that time, you're probably going to be very struggling to get out of it, because you may have lost all your friends by this stage anyway, and your loved ones, your families, because they may have said certain things, and the person that's basically doing that, she or he doesn't know that's what they do, or maybe they do.
I personally feel they do know what they.
That's on a sinister level.
Okay. I personally feel they do know. It's quite maybe intentional, and they want to isolate that person from their world, just to sort of keep them to themselves, just so they're vulnerable to them.
You're right. You're absolutely right. In terms of if we're going psychology, let's go into sort of the psychology part of it. That person may have been hurt in the past by someone that cheated on them, abused them, whatever. That is being brought into their character now, and brought into every relationship after that. So I was talking to a client yesterday, and he said, as soon as I see that she's damaged, I run, because I know she's brought in from her last relationship all the damages that he done, and she's going to bring it on me now. I said, look, you're absolutely right. You're right, because she's basically she that's her defense mechanism, or that's his defense mechanism. So in saying that, it's up to you. You can be a charity case. You can carry on everyone's problems, and be Santa Claus, whatever you want to do. The truth is, you're probably going to want to settle eventually with one person. And if that's the case, the red flags at the start, if they don't mean anything to you at the start, they're going to haunt you later. And you're going to be really struggling to get out of this relationship later on, because you ignored all the signals at the start. The slight things that they say. Like I had a date once, and she was just saying certain things, and she's like, well, I expect a few calls a day, and at least 3 messages a day. I said, but people work, and but that's what I expect. So
they said that to you on a first day.
This is the first day. So
wow.
I was like, if she's saying that now, and this is honeymoon period,
supposedly,
right, what do you think?
Wow.
So honestly, she never got a call back. I
had no idea people actually outright just say
so
that.
Outright like that. So, that's red flags.
Oh, that's a major red
I'm
flag.
not saying so. The ones that are going to disagree are the ones that are actually her, right? They are actually like her. So, my friend, you've got some serious problems. You need to sort this out because people cannot be forced to love you.
And you can't be owned.
Forced to.
They're not a pet.
They're not a pet, right? They're not. You can't train them to do that. So I find that a lot of people that do that have these kind of traits, and it's almost because they've carried on the damages that they had in their last relationships into this new one. So all the toxicity that was in the other one have been brought into this new one now, this fresh one.
See, I so don't agree with everyone's got baggage. Everyone's been hurt. Everyone's been hurt in past relationships, and everyone has had something or the other that has a negative experience, but you need to deal with that. Like, don't bring that baggage into a new relationship. Goes like both ways. Like when people use, I've been cheated on before and this has happened and da 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 da. Well, you need to treat this person as like clean, fresh slate. You know what I mean?
He or she is not the
other
your
person.
Ex. So they're not. All men are the same. All women are the same. That's just rubbish. That's just a stupid way of trying to deal with your own issues. But the truth is, people are individuals. People get treated differently.
Of course
people treat
do.
others differently.
Yeah.
So it's important not to bring that into this relationship. And saying that these are red flags. I've had more red flags. I had one which I was having a shave. So I was actually shaving. She walked into the bathroom and literally stood this close to my face. And I said, and this is like, I just met you, right? And she's like, keep going. And I said, I'm going to smack, my elbow's going to hit your face. No, keep going. I said, I'm going to go to the toilet now. Yeah, go.
She wanted to sit there and observe.
Yeah, I said, I don't know how to do, I can't go to the toilet with people. I'm embarrassed.
Especially with someone I just met.
Yeah, so, and I'm going to have a shower after that. Yeah, go. I said, no, please. So these are red flags.
Rodi, what kind of people are you attracting?
No, this is like I'm talking many people. I've filtered down I've filtered down the ones that I'm telling you about. So these are traits, right? From first glance, you can't see them, but these are at first glance you don't see them, but they're there.
But I just don't. I'm sorry, but I'm trying to wrap my head around people who do these types of things. Like, are you honestly not aware how that is being projected to the other person? Like, it's just I'm going to give you an extreme one where you would just go, no way. I know a guy that his girlfriend thought he was cheating on her, and she basically stabbed him. He's still with her, and he says, no, she overreacted. She did not overreact. She tried to kill you. Okay. He didn't cheat on her, by the way. So I'm just giving you, there's traits, there's red flags. I'm sorry, that they need to be admitted, those people.
Yeah, both, to be honest. Because he can't see her, and she can't see what she really is, and she can't see what she really is. So they both need to be sort of admitted. But what I'm saying is these kind of red flags pop up initially. You can see them very clearly.
That's a very clear red flag.
I mean, that's beyond. By that time, they're already with each other for years. But what I'm saying is, at the start, from the first date, for instance, there are red flags. If you've got a bit of a checklist, then you're going to save yourself a whole heap of heartache later.
Yeah.
If you basically turn around and go, you know what, that scares me, or question mark, I'm not sure about this. Because the last thing you want to be in is a toxic, suffocating relationship which isolates you from all your friends and all your loved ones, because everyone's wrong and they're right.
Yeah. I think like the best way, I feel, to test it is that you need to slowly get them into your world and see how they interact with people in your world. You know, some people can put on a very good act.
They can.
But you need to see how that goes over time, you know, and, I'm very much about, I have a very small family, so my, close friends, I treat them as like my family.
Yeah.
So, person in my life, it is an absolutely imperative that you make the effort with those people, like,
For sure.
in my life, not trying to like isolate me, from them, or like what I do, because that's just like not going to work. I just don't understand how like certain people who are, I guess, intelligent, just sort of immerse themselves and just have tunnel vision and just remove themselves like from society and become irrational,
Just
like,
a quick question for you. In terms of, okay, let's say the person isn't seeing this. Why do you think the person that's obviously inflicting such constrictions and so on in this relationship, why do you think they're trying to isolate them from the others?
Why?
What do you think?
They just have control of that person. I think it stems from insecurity.
So
it stems from a massive insecurity.
So it's obviously insecurity, but they know that the other people in your life that are outside, that are not infatuated with them, are going to give the honest opinion of them. And they know that your friends, your mum, your dad, your brothers, your sisters, all the people around you are going to give you this honest opinion and say, hey, such and such is really restrictive. Like, what's going on? They know this, or they pick it up early on that you do hear and listen to your friends and your loved ones, so they will start to isolate you from them. Because by isolating them, you from them,
they have more power over them.
That's it. You're not going to be hearing these things anymore.
Yeah.
So often you'll hear people going, we're just going to move away. Why do you think they want to move away? Often they'll say, look, it's just easier to be, to live together here, and it's a little bit further away from everyone. There's a reason for this, because by doing that, they sink their claws in.
Correct.
Right? And I'm referring to claws, but it could be a guy. Okay, guys do this a lot.
Yes,
Women do
I
this
know
a lot.
someone who, of that same exact example, like definitely, who removed themselves, like, from a support network, and so they just have, you know what I mean? I guess brainwash them.
It's a psychology brainwashing. That's exactly what it is. So that trait is very scary.
It is.
So you might say, but she or he loves me. Listen. This is not love.
But when they're in it, they don't hear anything else.
This is not love.
They don't hear anything else. And
but this is not love.
No,
right?
no.
This is obsession.
Yeah.
This is possession. This is you're my pet. This is not love. Love is saying to a person, be who you are. I actually love you.
Have your own identity.
Yeah, I love you being who you are. I want you to be with your friends. I want you to be with your loved ones. If you allow me the pleasure to be to be shared with your friends too, and to know your friends and know your family, thank you. But I want them to flourish. I want to see the beauty in them, whether it be a male, female, whoever you're with. But to say, I'm going to grab this person and I'm going to change everything about them that is beautiful, so they can fit into my world. And you know what? Let's get rid of all their friends and all their loved ones and all the thing, because they will just have too much influence in them, in their ears. So I'll just have them to me. That's not love.
No. That's obsession. That's obsession.
It's scary, to be honest.
Yeah, you just become irrational, and your senses and your emotions get really heightened to the point where, when you're having like a small disagreement, it just gets blown out of proportion and escalated to like a whole new level, because you're so much in each other's space all the time, and you just don't like see anything else. Like, I'm just feeling disgusted just thinking about that.
Look, it's a scary thought. I mean, I've seen,
So how do you get out of it? So someone's in it. How did you get out of your situation?
I mean, me, because from experience, from other things, I just don't tolerate such things. So sorry, I don't. Right, so I'd come across as, he just runs away from it. I'm not running away from it. Trust me, I deal with my problems head on. But with this situation, I'm not here to diagnose this person or to fix them or to treat them. I'm not this psychologist. I'm me. I've got my own life. I've got my own things that I'm carrying. I'm here to find someone that I can fall in love with, be with for the rest of my life, grow old together.
And have a healthy
relationship, right? Yeah. So I'm not here to treat them. So from the start, if I see that, honestly, I pretty much just go. It's not going to last. But I do see others that will get consumed in this and will not see this for some reason.
Yeah.
Even though they can see this with other people's relationship, but when it comes to them, they can't see this. Now, that's the scary one. If you can't see when it applies to you, no one's going to be really able to help you, because no one can actually tell you. I remember a long time ago, I was young. So like I said to you before in the previous episodes, I've got a lot of counselling experience.
Yes.
So my dad's a reverend. So I grew up watching him counsel other people and treat and help other people in various situations. I remember a particular. This is going on abuse now. I remember a particular woman. Her husband would abuse her consistently. She'd always come to church, black eye, whatever. He wouldn't come to church. Just she would come. She'd come to seek refuge. So I remember the people there like feeling so sorry for her for a whole year. That's what's happening. She's got kids. They said, look, I mean, if that's the situation, you may have to consider leaving him. Okay? She went and told him that's what they told her.
Oh, wow.
We never saw her again. That's it. We never saw her.
Domestic violence is it's a very tricky situation with the battered woman syndrome. It's very that's a very extreme.
Like you go back to your captor. Like you go back to your captor or your oppressor.
Stockholm syndrome.
Right?
It's a very
so a lot of men will say, "Oh, but I'm a guy. I'm 5 times stronger than her." Yeah, physically, but up here, my friend, she's controlled you. So if that's the same case with the guy, with the girl, so he's physically more stronger than you, and now he's mentally controlling you. Yeah, you're finished.
Yeah.
So you got to see the red flags at the start. He's not going to change, and she's not going to change. People are what they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
It's like have you done braces before?
Yes.
Yeah. So braces, like a teeth, work in this particular way. It's like an elastic band. Mm-hmm. They were formed this way when you were younger. When they go to pull them back, they can pull them back, but you're going to have to wear a retainer or Invisalign all your life.
Yeah.
Because they will want to go back to how they were
That's
before.
That's right, yes.
Right? So people are generally like that. Mentally are very similar to what was structured when they were young into their mind, their habits, all these things. It's very difficult to grab, say, a 30-year-old and say, okay, you know what? You've got this really poor man personality. I'm going to change you. I'm going to make you rich all of a sudden. It's not going to work. It's going to take many years to change that person.
They need to want to do the work themselves, though.
They have to see that this is a problem and then fix it. So let's say this person is an aggressor. This person is like this. So we're going on psychology level here. This person is not going to change in a hurry. Why do they need to change? They love doing this. They love being in control. They love being able to control the situation and have that person do what they want them to do. This is not a healthy relationship. This is not 50-50. Yeah. This is 100% and you don't say anything.
You exist to serve their purpose.
Which is, some people, but he loves me or she loves me. Guys, I'm sorry, I don't want to have to burst your bubble, but they don't love you.
But they need to redefine what love means in their life as well.
What's love? Yeah. Love is appreciating the person that I'm with and letting them flourish. Setting them free so they can come back. Like it's
exactly.
It's a whole
they should want to be with you, not the fact that you want to
put a chain on them and then so you want a pet. You want a pet. That's the thing. So it's a scary situation.
It is.
How would I break out of it? Look, God help you. Honestly, it's a hard situation because if you don't see that there's a problem, and this is in anything, then no one can help you. You need to basically see there's a problem and then seek help. But you've identified that there's a problem. So identifying there's a problem, it means now you can seek help and you'll actually take in the help.
Yeah.
But if you don't see that this is a problem, everyone can point all they want, show you, you're not going to be convinced, you're not going to change, and you're going to stay in this toxic relationship. And then God forbid you have kids now.
This is game over.
It's a very toxic situation.
But not just relationships, like it happens in friendships too. There are friendships that are extremely obsessive and like consuming,
you need to be with them.
Yeah, I've been in that in situations like I don't know what it is, what vibe that I give off that people think that they want to or can control me.
Yeah.
I had a lot of love for this, this girl, and I just remember this one very specific incident. She was just like blowing up my phone one day. And I was on a call, and she literally then left me abusive voicemails going, how dare you, like, you know, be on another call while I'm trying to call you. You need to, like, you know, drop the phone call and just, you know, make sure, like, you prioritize me, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going, whoa, like, excuse me. You know, like, you're not my, you know, girlfriend or partner. Like, if there's an emergency, I understand that. But for you to have this entitlement over me and my life, scary. No. Like, for me, then and there was like game over.
Yeah, look, it's scary. Like I said, the red flags, sometimes they don't pop up until you scratch the surface.
Yeah.
Time usually tells.
Yeah.
But when you do see them, honestly, this is your obligation to act, because if you don't, you've basically condemned yourself later on. This is going to be carried on now. It's a scary situation. I remember with my ex-wife, when I met her, you know, like anything, you know, you're going through a honeymoon period and you're loving each other and everything. My best friend at the time just turned on me, just fully turned on me, and said to other guys, ask him if he chooses her over me. And I said to the other guys, I said, what do you mean choose her over him? She's a girl, he's a guy.
It's two separate relationships.
Right? She's a woman I might marry. He's my best mate. Like, what are you talking about? No, I'm not going to choose anyone over him. Like, you know, this is a different... so you choose her. So then basically, he just turned very nasty, turned a lot of people against me. Like, it was just all this at this particular... So telling you, I've been in I've been in a lot of situations where it will be many episodes to come through, but you know, those situations have taught me that no, there's red flags initially that you should see, and if you don't see, by the time you carry them on later on in the, you know, months and years ahead, they're going to be very difficult
to address
very difficult to fix. And normally it ends in some sort of distress, some sort of violence, because you're going to scream at each other. It's like you're trying to break free.
Of course, yeah.
You know,
it's just going to be toxic.
Because you didn't address it initially, or you thought they'll change. People don't change. They don't change.
As they get older, they get more fixed in their ways. Like, well, some people do, unless you're open to change. So I think the lesson is, if you're in this situation, unfortunately, you're the only one that can get yourself out of it, because you're not going to be hearing other people and external factors. You're going to think that, you know, they're jealous of you, or, you know, that's how you're going to interpret their concerns and whatnot. So
let me correct in terms of change. What I mean is, if it's working for them, they're not going to want to change. Like, me and you will want to better ourselves, entrepreneur, relationships, all that, because that's what we strive to do. So that's not really changing. That's just bettering.
That's evolving.
Progressing. Your mental state is in progression. So that's where you're going to. But you're already there. It's just you're getting better and better and better at it. They're the same thing. So, like, let's say, and this is going to scare the audience, but let's say a serial killer, for instance. A serial killer starts initially to test the waters, to see how much he or she can get away with. So they'll do something, they'll follow someone, they'll do something. And then the first killing will freak them out. Second and third will be like nothing. Now, why do you think that person wants to change? They'll never want to change. That person enjoys doing what they did. Now they think they can get away with it, so then they do more and more and more and more. That's the general sort of thing. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, the same thing is they're serial killers, but there are very similar tendencies. Okay, that obsession, that possession, where you're mine. You're not a property. You're not a piece of meat. You're not a pet. You know, I'm with you to complement each other.
That's right. Exactly. It's funny you mentioned that about your best friend at the time. I had pretty much exact same situation with you know, my husband's best friend at the time. So he thought, when I came to the picture, that you know, like, I was taking him away from him. But mind you, he was also married. Like, his best friend at the time was married with kids, but had, you know, my husband running around for him and his whole family, getting around doing errands and whatnot. I'm like, well, he's not your errand boy, so I'm sorry that, like, that's not happening anymore for you. And there was a point where my husband actually didn't see that situation, and that actually did cause an issue in our relationship. So, you know, because they've known each other for, like, had known each other for so many years, from you know, high school all the way through. So that was a very difficult situation to, like, you know, get through. I'm like, if you don't see it, no one can sort of, like, make you see that.
Yeah.
And he didn't like any of his other friends either because of the same thing, because he just wanted all to himself. I'm like, that's not healthy. It's not normal.
Yeah. So so it comes so the person, that particular trait will come in friendships and in relationships and also in business.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
You can't be in business with such a person. You can't because you're going to be their worker. They're not going to let you be as equal. They want to be like the boss of everything. So automatically that there's red flags in relationship, in friendship, and in business with this person.
Yeah.
So, and I like to sort of bring that to the audience because that's what we're about. Like it's
absolutely.
relationship, friendship, and business.
Yeah. So the lesson is, Rodi, if you see red flags, run for the hills.
Look, I think you can definitely look into going, okay, did I see a proper red flag? Get a second opinion. Trust me, the best opinion is usually your mates or your friends, because they have no desire for this person. They have no real sort of attraction to them. So you may be blinded by what you might call love or excitement or whatever, or lust or whatever it is. But the other person that is not thinking the same way can have probably a clearer picture. So if multiple people say the same thing,
then there's
that's usually that gives you a good average of saying everyone's wrong and she's right, or he's right and everyone's wrong. Come on,
so before getting in too deep, I think it's important to put them to the test and have them meet like certain people in your life and gauge what their sort of feedback and opinion, because at the end of the day they only want the best for you, right?
Generally, unless you've got friends like the people that we're talking about. So that's again, that's
Well, then you have to clean house both ways.
It's a tough one, but I think we've answered mostly.
I think so. Yeah. Perfect.
Thank you.
Well, thanks so much for joining us for another episode of More Than One Opinion. Like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll be in touch again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.